We changed a lot. The worst day at the sea is better than the best day in the office.
We've made it to the beautiful, windy, unpredictable sea in the north. But how did it get its name? Ancient societies, microalgae concentrations? Maybe it was just notoriously hard to navigate. Well, I have a much deeper and darker secret for you. But we're gonna have to go swimming. Below 200 meters, it's a dead zone. There's basically no life, give or take a few specially adapted bacteria. Instead, it's filled with hydrogen sulfide, an acid gas toxic to life. And oxygen? Well, it's completely absent. This anoxic combination has preserved a graveyard of fascinating relics. Wind back thousands of years, the Black Sea was probably a freshwater lake, but sea levels rose in the Mediterranean and dense salty water flowed in. The salty depths and less salty surface couldn't mix, and eventually all the oxygen was used up in the deep, creating a dead zone. But the oxygen-rich, living zone is changing. So let's go meet some local pioneers and start to untangle the mysteries of this incredibly dynamic yet delicate system. But first, I have to show you this place. There is something that makes this really special. Come on, I'm gonna show you. The sea! You may have to sneak past a hotel, but it's definitely worth it to see this unique ecosystem on the edge of the sea. It's such an important ecosystem. I mean, wetlands are disappearing, I think, faster than anything else these days. So this kind of flooded forest, it's so an important place for us to protect. Okay, it's time for us to go and investigate another part of the coast. Welcome to the very first and only oyster farm in Bulgaria.
So we will go. That is our very broken small boat.
So we're taking these oysters back to the sea. What is the reason why we put them back in the sea?
If we put them for several weeks in the sea, they will be more fresh again.
We're working 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
This is our 5th year.
5th year.
I am Peter.
Hi, I'm Costa.
Their story is an incredible venture into the unknown, bringing a keystone species to a place where markets are limited and challenges mounting. But you'll see, sometimes new traditions are just what we need to remember our relationship with nature, and maybe get back in touch with some of the realities.
For us, it was one big idea, impossible idea, because nobody don't make it. So God help us, and we start to making the oysters. Hit the case.
Oh, we're here!
Yeah, this is the working platform.
Oysters are amazing animals. They have a large effect on life around them, and they create architectural complexity, which provides habitat for marine life, and also food. Costa said they even see dolphins here.
There's something like artificial reef. The underwater life is more intensive, more fish.
They can lay their eggs,
yes.
right? As filter feeders, they love clean water, and they also make it more clean by consuming sediments. This has great effects like allowing seagrass to get sunlight, but it also means they need no inputs, as they eat nutrients floating in the natural sea currents.
One oyster like that is filtrating about 80 or 100 liters per day.
So, let's see how this farm works then. And this is the fresh oysters?
Yes, this is like something like a warehouse for oysters.
And why is that?
Because the weather is very awful. So we go when it's perfect weather, and after 1 hour, for example, it's a big storm with lightnings, and it's very dangerous.
That is our farm. We came to see.
Yeah, just
after the storm,
through the rocks.
after
Yeah.
This place, 5,000 square meters.
Okay.
Very interesting place, very beautiful. Yeah.
We plan to have to build a small restaurant there.
We
We will
already-
sell not only oysters but also fresh fish
Yeah.
and mussels and
different combinations.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the Black Sea.
Yeah.
Everything which growing in the Black Sea is absolutely higher level. For us, that is the adventure.
Yeah. You learn trial and error.
Yeah, and we check.
And how do you know if it's a good quality oyster?
There is the few indication. First is the flesh inside.
The flesh inside.
Yeah, the cover.
The color.
Cover of the flesh. Form.
Yes.
Of this. And except the taste.
Flesh, color, form, and taste. And apparently, these are the best in the world. But oysters not only provide food, they could support a growing fishing industry, creating new jobs on the coast. And how do you see kind of the future of, aquaculture in Black Sea?
It's a growing business with a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Problem is that the wild fish is decreasing its numbers. That started decades ago.
In recent years, the sea's also been flooded with jellyfish. They make up over 90% of biomass, with less and less fish to eat them. Definitely an unexpected surprise. Oh, I think that's a jellyfish.
There are a lot of rivers that how's the English word? Flow in Black Sea.
Yeah.
There are big rivers like Danube. The area around these rivers, there is a very intensive agriculture. Fertilizers, they flow in the Black Sea.
Yeah.
Before we started growing these oysters,
Yeah.
there was a natural oyster. It's
Yeah.
called dulce. The increasing temperatures of the water start killing them.
And was the temperature increase due to the rivers or due to the climate change?
Both.
Oyster reefs are one of the most endangered habitats in the world. About 85% have been lost worldwide.
Fortunately, last 3 years,
Yeah.
the temperatures during summer here are not so higher.
Yeah.
That's very good. I don't know what's the factor of that change, but the change is positive.
Yeah. And there is no sustainability program cooperation in the Black Sea?
There are a lot of programs,
Yeah.
not only in Bulgaria, in whole Europe.
Yeah.
But it's a very slow process. If it have its benefits, they will be to our children maybe. Not after 100 years, but maybe 20 or something like that.
So we'll have to wait 20 years
Yeah.
and see how are the fish. You didn't work on the sea before, right?
Yes.
And you decided to come here completely new. Do you feel different?
We changed a lot. We started to
How could you
respect
not?
the nature. Had a lot of adventures here,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
the first 2 years.
Yeah.
That is our dream. When we're starting to make it, many people starting to speak on fruit. That's we are crazy. That is impossible. We are very crazy, but we dreaming.
Thank you so much, Petra and Costa. We've learned a lot about the local oyster farming in Bulgaria. Thank you very much. So we're back on mainland, and I have some oysters with me. And we were just talking about the potential for seaweed farming because everything grows quicker here. And it's specifically on the Bulgarian coast because they have very strong underwater currents which allow more mixing. So compared to places in the north, things actually grow much faster. So not just mussels, not just oysters, but also seagrass and other water plants. Although they told me nobody has started the seaweed farming yet. So maybe this is something for the future. I think it's just really exciting to see such a new endeavor, changing traditions, bringing new traditions to the region. They've given me some oysters, so let's go. Everything's pink. This is the last night, my last night here on the Black Sea coast. We've been for a final swim. And we're just enjoying the last moments of this incredible sea view. The Black Sea feels like such a special place. There's been so much degradation. It's been the most degraded, environmentally degraded sea in the world. And yet, I feel like I really found some really interesting, exciting stories about people moving to the sea and starting a totally new adventure. And really starting to build a connection with nature and realizing its perils, but also the incredible opportunity. And do you remember all that hydrogen sulfide at the bottom of the sea? Well, apparently temperature rise is also making the dead zone expand, which scientists have estimated to be around 40%. But that doesn't have to be the end of the story. We can slow down and even revert climate change, as well as transitioning to more regenerative forms of agriculture. Also, experiments have begun using hydrogen sulfide as a natural source of hydrogen, with the goal to provide clean energy and tackle the threat to the living zone. Let me know what you think in the comments below.